Hello everybody and a very warm welcome to Launch Party. Thanks for being here for this Tuesday. Oh, it's been a day. It has been a day. I don't mind telling you, I don't often eat from the vending machine these days, but I've had a packet of crisps for a bit of sustenance after that last show with Sarah. It was a show, wasn't it? What a show that was, my word. We had loads of great deals, loads of sellouts, loads of bargains snaffled up by you lot, so congratulations. It is our Club Inspire event, of course, and whilst this is a kind of standard show, if you like, all of the things that we told you about today still are on, like double points, for example. You get double points on this show. So if you're shopping over the course of the next hour or so, then it is double points for you. And also today, if you shop, you will get, each and every time you shop, a free download to one of our downloadable paper pads, which is marvellous. Also, and this runs right across the week as well, we have got the opportunity for you to win free shipping for a year. And all you got to do is spend £25, $25 or €25, and each and every time you spend that amount, you automatically get another entry into the draw. The draw, well, it will be at the start of next week, I would imagine, because you can shop with us right through this week until the end of Sunday, and then the draw will be done. So shop, and shop some more. And enjoy this show. Launch party tonight, we're going to be looking at the timeless border dies. I know a lot of people have been asking about those through the day today. We've got a free shipping, not free shipping, a tariff-free deal for you on those. And also later on in this show, we will be looking at those watercolor stamps, which I know have proved very popular. Tariff-free showstopper on those. For those of you that saw the launch on Friday will know that they were super popular. And maybe you popped down to the pop-up shop on Saturday and saw Leanne demoing those within that couple of hours over at the pop-up shop. So lots to get through. Let's say hello to the main man who is back after going home to prep some goodies for you for this show. It was Mr. Craig Laird. How are you?
I'm doing really well. Yes, I'm really looking forward to this show where we're going to be having a look at the relaunch of our timeless edgeable dies. We are then going to be having a look at the watercolour nesting dies, which are going to be a lot of fun. And then what we're going to do is we're going to have a little look, time dependent, within that vintage rose that we had earlier on yesterday. So let's look at some samples. These are going in with, of course, our timeless edgeables. So some of these might be familiar for some of you, but then some of them, for you guys relatively new to us at Crafters Companion, these will be brand new. And by gosh, you are going to be wowed at the price if you haven't already seen them on the website. Woo! But really lovely, really delicate. Then, of course, we've got our watercolour stamps here. Really looking forwards to having a little bit of a play within those ones here, but you can see the different sort of effects that you can start to create when it comes to the bubbles as well as the
bubbles.
The bubbles. I was actually here the very first time Leanne was having a play with the product development version of them. It was a Friday. I was on with Leanne, and it was Jamie and it was Nicola, and in between the breaks, Leanne was actually that was one. That's one.
Yeah.
So Leanne done that one on the day just outside when it was product development. She done those baubles as well. She started that. She hadn't finished it by the time that I seen it as well. So really great to have that ability to then colour in the shapes of, the different shapes that you've got. And then let's have a look here at some of the vintage rose that we'll look at as well. My favourite collection that you guys know, but when it comes to these ones here, really vintaging up your vintage rose. Vintageifying. But by simply changing the colour of your paper pads that you choose to use, you're then going to get a completely different look as well. Such a gorgeous collection. And you know what? Although you've got an edgeable die within that one, you could use your timeless edgeables in there as well. So a lovely mix here when it comes to stamps, dies and collections. I'm going to get myself sorted here, although I'm pretty much already sorted. And then when you come back, we can start to play.
We'll say a few hellos whilst we get ready for the demos. Jan's with us for this show. Hello, Jan. Hello, Sarah, who says, good afternoon, everyone. Taking a lunch break from work to watch. Well, thanks for joining us on your break. Trudy Bickham joins us. Hello to Love to Create LC, who says, hello, Ben, Craig, Jan, team, and all hello. Hello, Jen Shank,
hello.
Who says, hello.
Did you just say hello?
No, I said hello.
But that's close enough.
Jane Adams says good morning, everyone, from a sunny and hot Las Vegas. Mary Gearhart Jenkins says good morning from Colorado. Louise Burton is in. Laurie Barnett is in from Gilbert, Arizona. And Mary Beth Dawes says hi again, everyone. Hello, Rebecca Dancer, saying hi, Craig and Ben from a sunny Buckinghamshire. Stephen Nicole is in.
Stephen!
And Pat Demarest says, good afternoon, Ben, Craig and everyone from an overcast New Jersey. I'm looking forward to the show. And we've got loads lined up for you. Let's show you these timeless border dies, 6-piece showstopper. Basically, you are buying the dies and then you are getting... Oh, hang on. I've just been told something. Oh, we've got some tech... Oh, we've got some tech...
Do you want to do it across here? Do you want to come across?
Do you want to do it?
If we could be a duo together. Come with me, Sam.
Come with me and you'll see
the lovely selection of timeless dies
on the boards with me and Craig. Aren't these blooming beautiful?
I love them, babes.
I had to double check with you before the show because these were previous dies, weren't they, that we've now got back in stock?
Yeah, couple of years old, yeah. Couple of years old. Ones that were always being sought after as well, so nice to have them.
So you've got your Ditsy Daisies there, which obviously I love because, well, they're
We're
daisies.
Use that in the demo.
You almost at your knee, babes.
I know.
Then you've got this design here. Doesn't say what that design is, but let's call that
that one is called
foliage.
Grand Flourish.
Oh,
so
Grand
close.
Flourish. Then we've got this one here. Let's call this one, let's see if I can guess it. Beautiful Butterflies.
Close. It's butterflies.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah.
I think Beautiful Butterflies would have worked better.
Shall we do that? Let's do that.
Yeah, write it on there.
Let's write it on. How do you spell beautiful? Because I can't remember.
B-E-A-U-T-I-F-U-L. Beautiful.
Go.
Oh, by the way, oh no, I don't think I'm allowed to say, am I? Oh, yes, I'm allowed to say. We've been signing some stuff in between shows, haven't we?
Well, if we're not meant to say, I've just put it on
Yeah,
Instagram
I've just thought
stories.
as well that I've like shared your post, and I was just thinking, are we supposed to say that?
I didn't say what we were signing.
No. What did we do that? What were we doing that
I
for?
have no idea.
Oh.
Just got an email saying something's been laid out for all of you guys. When you're in, can you please sign it? So we've maybe signed our life away.
Yeah, actually, I think we even thought about that. Sign here, please.
Sign here, please. Yeah.
If you go over to our Insta stories, you'll see that we've been signing stuff. Probably you won't be able to see what we were signing, and we don't even know what we were signing it for. But we just do as we're told, didn't we?
We do as we're told. Yeah, we're very professional.
We are #profesh. That one is called Rose Garden.
Yeah. Good one. Oh, on the back.
I think the roses might be my favourite in that collection, actually.
Do you like that one?
Yeah.
As much as I do like the rose, and it would work with the vintage rose, having, of course, more of a modern twist to it. Yeah, we're going to go for the Ditsy Daisy.
And we'll look at the Ditsy Daisies. When you go for the showstopper, we throw in the Platinum and then the Christmas Red Centura Pearl. I believe you're getting this for free within the bundle, and then that is obviously your ticket to getting that tariff free as well. So that is amazing. $25.57 Platinum price, $31.97. And also, whether you're buying that in the UK or the US, that is another entry for you into the draw to stand the chance of winning your free shipping for a year. I'm going to go... do you want me to fix that camera, or what are we doing? Am I going to... Shall I pull out the lead? Do you want me to, I can do it, guys, if you want. Which camera is it?
It's the case of just giving it a kick, isn't it?
Camera 6. Can I pull the lead out or something? I'm going to go and see if I can fix camera 6.
Film yourself doing it.
Shall I?
Film yourself doing it, yeah, because I'm just going to demo away, so you can do
What will
that.
you do if I like go and pull the lead out and then all of a sudden we just go...
Well, it means I can run my bath early.
Oh, yeah? OK, I'll go and pull some leads out then.
But yeah. Or start the shower early, because I don't have
what?
baths. Start the shower early.
Oh, OK.
Because I don't have baths.
Right, I'm going to...
Right, let's
Here
go
we
into the Ditsy Daisy here. So what I've got is I had created my own card blank, 4 1/4 by then 6 1/4. So 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. And the reason I've done it that is just going to work in size-wise when it comes to the actual height of the actual die that we can see here. What I then done is I chopped off 1 1/4 inches. So 4 1/4 by 6 1/4, and I chopped off 1 1/4 from that edge there. So if I come in with the Ditsy Daisy die, now because it's an edgeable, you've got all of that detail die, and in actual fact, let's just go in, and when these were last launched, they were obviously used, and these little bits have not been popped out. So let's just quickly pop these out, And the reason you want to take them out is if you leave any little bits in and go to die cut, there's a chance that it might not cut perfectly because you are stopping the card from going into all the indentations. So let's move that out the way. And then what we're going to do is, because the die has an outside cutting edge, but there's not one on here, it looks like the left-hand side, but technically it's going to be, well, actually it is the left-hand side. And then what we've got is that's going to cut away onto the right-hand side.
I fixed it!
Yay! Woo! The boy done good. The boy done good. Although you better watch, Ben, because that might turn out to be like we don't need Sam, we don't need Jamie.
Oh, it's gone off again,
you
though.
spoke too soon.
Oh.
Well, at least we know you can kind of do it. So let's go in, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go right far to that edge as I can. Tape that down.
Yep.
I'm taping it down onto these pieces because this is going to be the waist. So this is how we are looking now at the moment, that 1 1/4 strip that I've cut. What I'm also going to do is actually, let's realign it. So I'm going to use the grids on my glass mat, and I'm just going to make sure that I am aligned perfectly, which I am. So visually, I'm just choosing a grid. And then let's come along with our junior plates. We're using the G2, but we can use our junior plates. And because it's really quite intricate, I'm going to go in with my frosted magnetic and then top plate. We're going to then turn that one around, feed it through. Now, of course, with the junior plates, you don't have to turn them around because, of course, you have then got your optical sensor. However, because of the width of the card, I need to go lengthwise. So let's move that one out the way. And then I'm going to then peel that one off. So actually, before I peel it off anymore, I'm not sure if you can quite see what's not happened quite yet, just within the center here, is it's not quite cut. So I'm going to go in, and this is when you will potentially want to use your metal shim. So we're just going to make sure that that is flattened. So I'm making sure that that is in place, and then I'm going to do it again. So you can see it would just fit that way as well, but pressure-wise, I want to make sure it's got the right amount of even pressure. So let's run that one through once again. And it's just because, of course, that's right into the center there. My plates are a little bit buckled, so that's why I'm just going to add in that metal shim to give it that helping hand. That's going to be absolutely perfect this time, I know. So we're going to then just peel that one off and peel that one off. I'm going to take my scissors, and then we're just going to finish that cut. So where the die cut ends, just snip, and then we're going to then snip. So that takes that one out, and it's given us that really beautiful edge. That all that we need to do is pop all of these little bits out. Now you can use your die release tool if you want to. Of course, that's what it's intended for. Very, very rarely do I use it. I used it, was it yesterday, with one of the dies from, of course, the vintage rose, but it's the first time in a while that I've used it. I'm going to have to just pop that little bit more pressure out so you can see. So it's not actually fully cut right in that center. So what I'm going to do is let's keep popping these ones out.
Yep.
So let's go in, and for me anyway, I'm probably just as quick popping all these out by hand, as you can see, than I am when it comes to using the die tool. So this time, what we're going to do is let's just make sure that's all clean, and then I'm going to sit that back in, Ben, and I'm going to slot that in so you can feel it slot into place. I'm going to turn that one around just to make sure that we're all in place, like so, which we are, we're all good. And then what I'm going to do is, instead of going in with my metal shim, let's take a scrap bit of card. So this is just our white 300 GSM card. And I'm going to then just fold that one over. I'm going to take out the metal shim for this one. And then all that I'm going to do is my bit of scrap, Ben, I'm just going to sit that over that piece that's not quite die cut. And then I'm going to then pop my shims in. I'm going to go back the normal way.
Yep.
Magnetic top plate. And then what I'm also going to do, because I'm going face on, I'm going to go over. Once it does that thud there, pause it, reverse it. So now what's doing is that extra 600 GSM is then really pushing into that centre point of the die. And then that then means is if I take that one out, it is cut absolutely perfectly.
Look at that. Wow.
If I pop that out now, what we've got is a die that is cut spot on. Let's take a little bit of deep card that we can see, and now we've got that absolute perfect cut. What we're then going to do, Ben, is I'm going to just take these little bits out and I'm going to do exactly the same on that edge. So I'm just going to repeat exactly the same. You can watch me do it, but if there's any comments or anything like that, you're more than welcome just to then read out.
Well, we'll watch you as I read. Loads of people joined us. Carol's joined us. Carol Garwood Beard. Mandy Robson says hi to Craig, Ben and crew.
Hello.
Catherine Garrett says good afternoon. Hello. Karen Cronin says hello everyone from a sunny Loch Lomond.
Oh, you said it right.
Loch Lomond.
Loch.
Loch.
Yeah, a lot of people say loch. And it's
Loch.
not. It's loch. You have to get the loch.
You
important.
take the high road and
I'll
I'll take the low road and I'll be in Scotland
before
before
you.
ye. Something,
Yeah.
something, 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 something.
I don't even- I don't know the rest
on
of
the
it.
bonny, bonny banks of Loch Lomond.
Yeah.
Have you been to Loch Lomond?
I've not actually, no. No, I would like to go, but I've not actually been. It's one of these things, Ben, do you know what? I've probably been to more places in the world than I actually have within Scotland.
Yeah.
Which actually sounds like I've been loads of places. I've not. I've been, what?
America.
Tenerife, Salou,
Where?
Florida.
Salou. Where's that?
In Spain.
Ah.
New York. That's about it, really.
Have you been to Loch Ness?
No,
I have.
is it nice?
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Here, check me out, asking you the geography of Scotland.
Cold.
Cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was a bit of a miserable day when we went there, like as in miserable weather-wise. It was like a foggy, misty day, but it was great.
Yeah, but do you not think that that also really makes a lovely Scottish day?
Well, and it also added to sort of like the mystery and the mystique of us trying to spot the Loch Ness monster.
Yeah, Loch Ness monster. Did you see Nessie?
Didn't see Nessie. I was very disappointed because I went to a gift shop and I bought a Nessie spotter.
Did you?
It was like a little, little telescope eyeglass thing. Didn't spot Nessie. Should have asked me money back, really, shouldn't I?
Well, I would say as long as it wasn't like a fishing net, because that ain't going to be any good for Nessie.
No.
Not at all. Not at all.
Hi to Hilary and Holly who have joined us. Hello, woof.
Hilary and Holly Collie, thank you very much for my birthday card. I opened it when I went home.
Aww.
So I had lovely gifts and cards. I hadn't opened the cards yet. And I did set them on my work bag to bring in today. If I remember, I'm going to bring them in on Thursday. So thank you very much. It was really appreciated. And I loved what you made.
Hi to Michelle Moore, who says, good afternoon, everyone, from a rainy day in Queens, New York. I'm watching, great for watching CTV and spend the money. Daniel Pierce Holland says, good evening, Ben, Craig and the crew. Hope you're having a fun-filled day. And Zoe Carver says, good evening, everyone. And this is the comment of the day. Chris Taylor, you have just won the day. Do you want to hear this comment, Craig?
Please, yeah.
Good afternoon, everyone, from a sunny Derbyshire. Guess who snagged the last Gemini 2 and in the process turned platinum?
Yes!
Chris, you win the day.
That is amazing. Well done.
That's so cool. We said at the end of the last show, we'd love to know who actually bought the last one. So it was you, Chris, and you also turned platinum in the process. I mean, that is just immense, isn't it?
It is. Yeah. I mean, it just goes to show how important it is on days like this that certain purchases is enough to obviously give you double points.
Yeah.
It's enough to make you into that platinum level or the next tier, of course. So that is absolutely fantastic.
Rhonda, Samson said, now you need to do a testimonial, Chris, a craftimonial for us. That's what happens when you turn platinum. Did you not know? We're already pulling your leg.
It's in the rules.
Yeah, in the rules.
You buy a platinum, you have to give us a testimonial. Buy a platinum, buy a Gemini.
Turn platinum.
Turn platinum.
With a Gemini. Colleen joins us, Ash Cambo, Rhonda, and DHC says, hello to Ben and Craig. I had surgery on both of my feet. Ooh, and have to stay off them so I can finally watch you live. Thank you for keeping me sane. That is Denise in Washington. Now, am I going to pronounce this right, Denise? Enumclaw? Enumclaw, I think that's how it's pronounced. Hope you feel better soon.
Take care, Denise, yeah. And make sure you take advantage of relaxing and chilling. If you've got someone with you, make sure that they are giving you a helping hand. Binge watch us, then afterwards when we're not live, either catch up with previous shows or binge watch your favourite shows and do that.
Hilary says, Craig, you're more than welcome for the card. Little Bear says, I had a lovely day with my G2 purchase early this morning and crafting all day whilst tuning into CTV. And Lynn says, lovely Lynn, hi Ben, Craig, the amazing team and everyone. I hope you're all having a lovely day. And Karen says, well done with the Bonnie Bonnie Banks of Loch Lomond song. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I should really know the whole lyrics to it, but
you take the high road, I'll take the low road, and I'll be in Scotland for
I know that bit, yeah.
And I can't remember the next bit.
It's that bit I always struggle with.
On the Bonnie Bonnie Banks of Loch Lomond. I want to Google them now.
I do like the Loch.
Loch?
The Loch. Did I say Loch?
You said Loch.
Did I?
Yeah, Loch Lomond song lyrics.
Dear. So just while Ben's Googling that, all I've done is I've just taken some pattern paper. So these were actually just from my stash that I've got. The Wearcrafter's Companion. They were actually from the previous, not the craft kits and not the craft boxes, craft... you know, the Year of Craft book, that's what it was. So I've got that from, I think it was the spring one. Just little sections there on a little bit of black cardstock. And then I'm going to go, I was hoping we'd, oh, wait a minute, I've got some in my case, don't I? I was hoping that we had the bright ones, but we don't have them to the side. But I should, have I got mine? Have I got... Yes.
Ooh, yes.
Because it's the daisies, I want the bright yellow daisies for the centre. So this will take, oh, sugar. This is going to take a couple of minutes, but in the middle of each of those daisies, what I'm going to do, Ben, is I'm going to take my tacky glue and just put a little point, and then I'm going to put a bright yellow gem in the middle of each one.
So the lyrics.
Yeah.
You take the high road, I'll take the low road. And I'll be in Scotland for ye, where me and my true love will never meet again on the bonny, bonny banks of Loch Lomond.
And then if you're at a Scottish wedding or party, you'll go, yee-haw! I'll take the high road and you take the low road. I'll be in Scotland before you. And then what you'll do is you'll take hands, you take the high road and I'll take the low road. You sure you're not doing the hokey cokey there? Sorry? You sure you're not doing the hokey? That's the hokey cokey you were doing there, wasn't it? Was it? Yeah. Oh no, you just go in and... Whoa! The hokey cokey! Well, it's close like, it's close like that, yeah. Hokey cokey! Suppose it's close. Yeah, but you take hands and you're... What is that, like a Scottish barn dance or something, is it? Or just a Scottish party you sing? Well, usually you find at the end of any Scottish party, certainly a wedding anyway, they'll do that. Usually what you'll find is the bride and groom will be in the middle. Yeah. And then everyone's in a big circle holding hand, and you're running in and you're running out while you're singing, and that's brilliant. And then, of course, when you're drunk, it just makes it even better. Yeah, exactly right. There's always Uncle Eric that falls over as you start to run back. Uncle Eric. Love these dies, says Rose. Awesome tariff-free deal, says Roseanne Baker. Love this, Craig. And Karen says, oh yes, for me and my true love, we'll never meet again on the bonny, bonny banks of Loch Lomond. That's my version anyway. That's right, Karen, it'll do. It'll do. Welcome, Jeanette Williams has just joined us as well, saying sneaking in whilst working. I love the amount of you that sneak in while working. It's a little bit naughty, isn't it? Brilliant. Naughty, but we like it. But sometimes we got to be a little bit naughty. That's, is that Matilda? TikTok. No, TikTok's the trend. That trend, when you do something that you shouldn't. Sometimes you gotta be a little from Matilda. Bit naughty. Is it? Matilda the musical, yeah. Oh, I didn't know that. Sometimes I just know from TikTok. Got to be a little bit naughty. Oh, so that's where it's from. Because obviously I know that they all got to come from somewhere, but I didn't realise that that came from Matilda, the musical. Matilda the musical. What, so what are the videos there? Just people just people, you know, cheeky? Like taking the last cabbage cream egg. Like my husband was adamant that I am not to buy a G2, and then it's just a picture of you being there. So it'll be you just standing there, and the word will be, my husband was adamant I was not to buy anything more from Crafter's Companion. And then the next kind of picture clipped after is you holding all your Crafter's Companion stuff, and then it'll go, but sometimes you got to be a little bit naughty. Yeah.
I haven't seen that one yet. But then again, I'm not on TikTok.
I would say it's maybe a couple of weeks outdated now. It's kind of run its course. But yeah, it is what. In saying that, I don't really care, even if things are outdated. If it's a fun trend, I'll still.
The one that I saw a lot, which you and Debbie did a while back, was the one where someone dances, but then someone in the background is doing the shimmy as well.
Because she was desperate to do it with you.
Yeah. And then we kept forgetting to record it, I think.
That's right, yeah. And then so she really wanted to do it. She said, Craig, would you do it with me? I was like, absolutely, of course I will. So yeah, you'll find out on Debbie's TikTok.
Debbie's very prevalent, isn't she, on TikTok? She does a lot on there.
Debbie's big on TikTok, yeah. So Debbie's not on TikTok, i.e. Debbie Robinson, Crafter's Companion.
No.
Debbie, I'm going to say, because it's nothing to do with crafting, Debbie sells incredible fashion clothes on there. So she will do that, you know, she'll purchase things that she likes and that, and she'll add links and do videos and stuff like that. So, you know, if you are interested, it's have a look. Like I say, it's not Debbie Robinson CC. If you type in Debbie, do you know what? For anyone that does want to know, I'll tell you, because it's got like a few letters after her.
It's Debbie Robinson,
name.
Barnsley Bombshell. What am I like? That's what it is.
It is Debbie line VSG. I don't know what the VSG stands for.
No.
But it's Debbie with a Y line VSG, and that's on TikTok. So as I say, if I remember correctly, there's nothing really crafting related at all, other than maybe like that video and that we done. But other than that, yeah, if you go on and Debbie sells, nothing to do with craft, but you know, just to do with fashion and that, because Debbie, as we know, does have an incredible fashion sense, great taste. So
very fashionable lady.
She is indeed. Right, that. I'm leaving it like that, Ben. So that word, smile, I don't know, did you see the sentiments? Those were they were launched when you were on holiday.
Oh, the multiple, what were they called? The
every day. Something like that.
There's loads of them, weren't there?
Yeah, you can make your sentences and all of that. So that's where that smile has come from. But just using that same die down each side here, remember it was 4 1/4 by 6 1/4, and I had already trimmed off 1 1/4 off the edge of the card blank there. That daisy, that is from Sarah's Garden of Love, although you could use the daisy collection. And not like me, not to mat and layer my sentiment, but I thought it just looked nice not having a mat and layer there. And then you can write your sentiment or verse onto the back, but finished off with a few gems in the middle.
I love that, like touch of sparkle and the gems and pearls, perfect for a set like this. Ashley's just asking, she says, I miss where where Craig got the flower from. Where was that flower from on the front of the card?
Garden of Love.
Oh, Garden of Love.
Sarah's Garden of Love. If you don't have that, because it's an old collection, then if you go and have a look at the Daisy collection or our layered flower dies, you can start to build up your Daisy and pop that on.
I'll just show you the other designs that we've got. We'll read a few comments, and then we'll have a little bit of a break. But look, these are all beautiful. Like the Rose Garden, I beg your pardon, is absolutely beautiful. Just showing you here what it looks like cut onto your black cardstock and your white cardstock. Beautiful butterflies. I mean, those again, simply sensational. Really beautiful detailing that you've got here. If you want to recreate the card that Craig has just made, of course, there is your Daisy set. And then you've also got and I know he told me literally 15 minutes ago and I've forgotten already, but the 4th set, which has no name on it, something like Flourishing, was that right, the first word? No. What's the initials?
Oh, George, don't tell him, you silly Billy.
What is it? What's the initials?
GF.
Grand Flourish.
Yes.
So you buy those 4, and then to enable this to be tariff-free, we pile in for you some cardstock as well. So you're going to get your Platinum Centura Pearl, 10 sheets of that, 10 sheets of your Christmas Red as well. Always handy to have stocks of this in your craft room, isn't it? And you're getting all that for $25.57, $31.97, tariff-free. That will also entitle you to an entry into our draw to stand the chance of winning free shipping for a year. And to answer your question, Amanda, it is double points as well. You're just asking to say, have I missed something? I've just got double points. Is that just for today? Yes, And yes, you have got double points on all purchases up until midnight tonight, but it must end today. The whole spend 25 thing is right throughout the week, and also today as well. When you shop, you should be getting a little link to some downloadable papers as well. So that is also for today. We'll read a few more of your comments very shortly. Lots of Loch Lomond chat going on. But in the meantime, let us get you to the checkouts, and we'll be back in just a few moments' time. I think next we are going to be having a look at the watercolour stamps, which launched with Leanne on Friday, and a lot of you saw the demo with Leanne at the pop-up shop at the weekend as well. But if you haven't seen them yet, we'll look at them with Craig next.
Hi, this is Alison Mason, and I'm in my favourite place, my craft room with a view. Why do I love Crafters TV? Many reasons. Lots of inspiration, incredible demos, fabulous products and tools that have certainly helped to improve my crafty skills. It's also great to interact with other crafters on the socials and also with the team. It's like being part of one big family. Keep up the good work. Thanks, guys.
I'm here. I do love Crafters Companion products and Crafters TV.
Your products are great, made with great care and thought, and are second to none.
Love all the products. I love the tutorials we get.
Your papers shimmer and make all our crafts shine.
I love all of the products and all of the paper pads, of course.
I love Crafters TV because it shows you the best tips and tricks on how to use your crafty stash.
The quality of the products are phenomenal. Value for money is exceptional.
Amazing presenters, craft goods galore, launch days and craft vaults, deals bundles and more.
Your pens, pencils, and markers make all crafters say, they are mine.
Or I love Crafters Companion. Well, it's because I'm not a very good crafter, and Crafters Companion makes me look better.
Hi, I'm Alex Girling. I don't normally wear glasses, but to read, I need to wear my glasses. I've known of Crafters Companion for probably the whole time that they've existed, which happens to be the amount of time that I've been doing papercraft. I across stitcher originally, knitting, things like that, and then I sort of discovered papercraft, and that's really taken over everything that I do. And I have to say, having just gone through all of my craft stash, the majority of what I have is Crafters Companion. Nothing compares, just brilliant. Thank you so much for everything that you do. I'm sorry, I'm not in my craft room. It's quite dark in there and the lighting isn't fantastic, and I'm waiting for my lunch. So, thank you. Keep up the brilliant work. You're all amazing. Thank you very much.
There once was a man who was very crafty. His name was Craig from Carnoustie. He joined the team on Crafters TV. Oh, crafty Scottish man craft. Soon may the crafty man come to bring us demos and inspiration. Each day when his crafting is done, he might do a Facebook Live. He wanted to prove he was the man, but he lost at craft wars to Leanne. But 2 weeks later he beat Jan. Oh, crafty Scottish man craft. Soon may the crafty man come to bring us demos and inspiration. Each day when his crafting is done, he might do a Facebook Live. He did so well on Crafters TV, Sarah sent him off to Germany, where he did some work for QVC. Oh, crafty Scottish man craft. Soon may the crafty man come to bring us demos and inspiration. Each day when his crafting is done, he might do a Facebook Live. His crafting skills, they aren't half bad. In fact, I'd say they're totally rad. That's mainly down to his favourite foam pads. Oh, crafty Scottish man craft. Soon may the crafty man come to bring us demos and inspiration. Each day when his crafting is done, he might do a Facebook Live. The crafters, they loved him a lottie for his charm and skill. They went quite putty, they nicknamed him the Hardy Scotty. Oh, crafty Scottish man craft. Soon may the crafty man come to bring us demos and inspiration. Each day when his crafting is done, he might do a Facebook Live. In the crafting world, he's standing tall. He's the best Scottish crafter of them all. Catch him Monday to Friday on his wake-up call. Oh, crafty Scottish man craft. Soon may the crafty man come to bring us demos and inspiration. Each day when his crafting is done, he might do a Facebook Live.
There he is, Mr. Craig Laird. Thank you everybody for the comments coming in. I had the blessing of seeing Loch Lomond over 50 years ago, says Helen. The lake looked as if diamonds had been spread across the loch. I have never forgotten its beauty. Hilary says, I visit Loch Lomond every year when I'm on holiday. Holly normally has a little swim. Ah, she loves the water like Molly Collie. Very pretty card, Craig, says Liam. Good evening, Mistress Stout. And Victoria says, hello, Ben, Craig and Crafty Peeps. I'm not really on TikTok, but I just started following Craig and Debbie.
Oh, that's nice. Thank you. Yes, I am on TikTok. What I would say is out of all, TikTok is very much, yes, it's craft, but it's very much personal, as in you'll get more of my personal life than you will craft. So you're more than welcome to follow me.
I'm on TikTok. I think I'm just at Ben Moseby, but I haven't done anything on it yet. But follow me for when I, decide to break that particular scene. I'm on Instagram, at Ben Moseby CC. And if you love running, at Ben Moseby. Lots of running stuff on there.
But we're all on Facebook.
And we're all on Facebook, yeah. With CC, just put our names and CC after. Loch Lomond is very beautiful, very peaceful. I love it there, says Catherine Folder. And lots of love coming in for that last collection. Yay, says Ian Adams, The Crafty Man, my very favourite song. And Sarah says, nice to see the new Craftimonials. New song coming your way next week. Probably, I'm thinking a week tomorrow. Why, you ask? Well, I can't tell you that. But there's a big day coming next Wednesday, apparently. I only found out about it yesterday.
Why? Look at me.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say. Do you want to know? No, I can't, I don't think. Unless loads of people ask, I'll probably get in trouble. What's that? Are we?
Oh, are we?
Oh. I didn't listen to a word you said. I thought we were doing the watercolour.
So did I.
No, did you? I wasn't listening. Oh dear, well, I've not listened to a word you've just said then. What's after the Royal Jungle then? I know, what's after the Royal Jungle then? No, what is it? What is it? Yeah, but what is that? No, I've got that. You said we're doing this and then something else and then the watercolours. Yeah, what's the Out of This World deal? Oh, help! No, I wasn't listening. I was just obviously chatting to Craig. I heard you say Watercolour Stamps.
So did I. That was the last thing I heard.
And I never heard you say any of the other stuff. No, I didn't hear you. No, I didn't hear you. Craig didn't hear you. Did he even say it?
No.
Royal Jungle Starter Kit. Right, quick look at this then.
Sam wasn't paying attention. Sam, back me up, mate. Oh, I wasn't paying much attention.
Nobody heard. It's as if you never said it, George. Royal Jungle Starter Kit. This is on a brilliant deal for you tonight. I don't think this is tariff free, is it? Okay, so that needs to come off the bottom. That's false advertising. £24 or $32 for the beautiful pad. I mean, this is exceptional. The beautiful jungle on one side, the safari on the other. It's stunning, vibrant colours. You've got flamingos, you've got the little marmoris monkeys in there, you've got the toucans in there too. 24 sheets you're getting in there, double-sided. Also, with this kit, you get all of the foil transfers. I love this collection. So you're getting 12 sheets of the foil transfer, so you're getting 2 of each of the designs that I'm showing you here, plus you're going to get all of the different colours of foil as well. So you've got leaves and you've got sentiments. You've also got in this set more of the beautiful foliage in there, and as you can see, you're getting all these different colours. There's gold, there's blue, there's green. Love this set here with all of the different animals in the jungle, the lion, the rhinoceros. You've got the, what's that animal there? Elephant.
Cockatoo.
What?
Cockatoo.
Oh, there is a cockatoo there as well. Yeah, there he is. You've got the toucan. You've got your tiger. Welcome to the jungle. And Wild About You. He's got quite small legs, hasn't he? And then you've got your leopard print. You've got your spots, and then you've also got your. Well, I mean, that's could be sort of zebra stripes, tiger stripes. Could be, I don't know.
Zebra crossing.
Could be a zebra crossing, couldn't it? So you've got all of those included in the bundle. Then you've got your King of the Jungle stamp set. You've got the sentiments. So all of those like Queen of the Jungle, King of the Jungle, I'm Wild About You, Dream Big, and Welcome to the Jungle. And then you've got your stamp and die set, which is Queen of the and King of the Jungle in die form with the crown as well.
Oh my gosh, I could make some wrestling cards with that Queen of the Jungle and King of the Jungle, because last night on WWE Raw, the tournament started to crown King of the Jungle, King of the Ring, King of the Ring and Queen of the Ring.
Oh really?
Yeah, could use that.
Could do.
Yeah.
Have you watched it yet?
I watched a little bit while I was prepping. So I'm only about 45 minutes in, so I've still got about an hour and a half to watch.
DHC says, oh, this is Denise says, thank you for the well wishes, Ben. I love it. You are also close. Long E sound on Enum Claw. Craig, my husband and I celebrated 35 years of marriage yesterday, says Denise.
Oh, congratulations, Denise. My mum's called Denise.
And he's an excellent caregiver whilst Denise is getting well.
Oh, amazing. Good. Well, you take all the time that you need, and if you need to take a little bit more time as well, you know, I'm not condoning pretending when it's not needed, but you know what?
Oh, it's definitely needed.
It's definitely needed.
Get a bell.
Yeah. Yeah, no, don't get a bell.
No?
Yeah, that might actually set the ball rolling for divorce.
Oh. I'd definitely have a bell if I had if I could move a bit. Ding, ling, 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 Laura. Sure, she'd love that.
That would be divorce.
Come on, Ben, says Daniel, tell us. You're supposed to love us, LMAO. I can tell you someone's commented the thing in the comments, what's happening. I can't say who it is, but someone's commented what's happening next Wednesday. And hi, Ben and Craig. What has more lives than a cat, says Jane Adams.
What has more lives than a cat?
Yeah.
What has more lives than a cat? A dog?
No, a frog, because he croaks every day. Ba-dum. Your Out of This World deal is your assorted metallic markers, 12-piece collection. You are getting a set of free metallics within this set. And what's actually quite lovely about this is that you've got the water-based metallics that we've got from our Spectra Noir range. So this is your twin-tip metallic markers in the precious metals. So you get these 6 colours here. So you've got your gold plate, gold nugget, burnished copper, antique bronze, you've got pewter, and then your silver ingot in there as well. One end you've got your fine nib, one end you've got your brush nib. You've also got a set of your metallic flip markers in there as well. These have come back with a bang, and we're seeing these in a lot of bundles now because I think a lot of people want to get their hands on them. We had a lot of fun playing with these, didn't we? Debbie and I last week. Do you remember the cat butt? Remember the cat butt? You know, if you were there, you know. So you can lay these down, and then you, as you flip them around, as the light hits them differently, you get different kind of shows of colour, if you like. So 6 pens, but actually lots of different colours within those. And then we're also giving you for free your metallic markers from the Colorista range. These are lovely actually because you get, again, a crossover of colours. You do get golds and silvers and bronzes in here, and copper. Then you get a beautiful jade mica. You've got a crystal blue, a violet shimmer, and then a rose quartz in there as well. 2mm bullet nib on those, fully opaque, water-based once again, and those come free within that bundle. $21.58 is your platinum price on that. Double points on all of that. The Explorer kit and the Out of This World deal just up until the end of play today, and then those prices will go back to where they should be. Right, Watercolor Stamps. This is where I was 10 minutes ago. Should have listened really, shouldn't I? Should have listened. These watercolour stamps, absolutely incredible. And Leanne did such a fab job demonstrating these because initially, I think a lot of people were a bit confused as to how to use them, how they're going to bring them into their life. And then we saw the demos on Friday and indeed Saturday if you popped along, and everybody wanted to get their hands on them. What made me laugh as well, Craig, is when we previewed these early on, a lot of people were like, well, why do I need these? I've already got sets of nesting dies. People hadn't twigged onto the fact that these are stamps. And it's the first time, isn't it, really, like the Emma's saying, she can think of anyone ever having done nesting stamps like these.
I have, and you know, as you can imagine, we're always very careful when we say things like that, Ben, but absolutely, certainly in all the years that I've been crafting, you know, professionally, if you want to call it that, or of course just as a hobby, I have never, ever, ever seen nesting stamps. And I had so much fun actually playing with them, and you'll see why just shortly.
And they're all outlines as well. If you kind of look at these and think how they work, they're all outlines. So again, like with the teardrops, for example, because I didn't really understand when Debbie was talking about these early doors, that you can squish them into different shapes as well, so you can like manipulate the shapes of these.
Manipulate them, yeah.
And then, as you've seen, I've just been going through this: circles and squares, rectangles. You've got your teardrop, you've got your stars in there as well. The tariff-free aspect of this, it's brilliant because you're going to get all of the nesting stamps in there. The water brushes you're also going to get, so you get 2 of the flat nibs, 2 of those fine brush nibs as well. Remember, those unscrew the opposite way for you to make sure that you're not going to get any leakages when you're using those. And then you also get all of your beautiful glitters in here too. And you'll have noticed with some of the samples that Craig was showing you earlier on, these are going to come into play absolutely beautiful in conjunction with your watercolouring, with the collection that you're getting. So the metallics, you're getting your Sunray, you're getting Nickel, the beautiful Interstellar, Sunrise, and then Galaxy. And then within your essentials, those really big, bright, bold colours. So Shamrock, Raspberry, Cerulean, Cosmic, Cobalt, and then your Iris. And then you get your Christmas Red Centura Pearl, and then one of our Royal & Langnickel flathead brushes included in there too. So everything within that bundle gives you the tariff-free option, gives you an entry into our draw to win free shipping for a year, gives you double points, and you're getting all of it for £56 or $76. It was a very popular showstopper, this, so do think about jumping in and grabbing it now, because we won't have huge amounts of stock left. But let's have a look into this with Craig, using the watercolour palette, which I think we still have stock of. If you can afford to like pop that into your basket as well, check the website for that, because it's pretty much all that Leanne and Debbie used actually on Friday.
Yeah, I think because you've got so many colours in here, it just means it's so versatile in what you use. You can create your own shades, of course, create your own blends if you want to, using one of the water brushes. I've gone in with the large circle here, and all that I'm going to do is essentially paint over. You don't need to worry about going over the edges, because when we actually press down to stamp, all that then going to go into contact is, of course, the actual outline of the circle. And we can then just paint that on over the top. I'm just going to go back like so, making sure we've got a nice coverage. And then what I'm going to do is I've got a little bit of watercolour card, and we're going to turn that around. We're going to go within the middle, and then we're going to stamp that one out.
Yeah.
So you can still use all of your platforms if you want to, but if I move that one out, what we've then got is our circle. And at the moment, what's remaining on that water brush, I'm going to just keep using that bit. Yeah. And then I'm going to agitate the edges and start to pull it out. Now you can, if you want to, stamp it with your waterproof ink pad and then colour in. But the whole purpose and premise of these, Ben, is to actually use the outline colours and pull it in. But as I said, if you want to use your waterproof ink pad, so you've got a solid black outline, or of course flagstone, or you know, the pebble or rustic brown, you can do that. But the whole purpose is using the colour, pulling that colour out from the edges and just starting to create that blending shade before going back and actually kind of topping up with colour if you need to.
And what's your chat on using a paintbrush? I know obviously now you're using one of the water brushes, but how do you feel, you know, about using a paintbrush or the water brushes? Pros and cons for you, or is it just personal preference again?
Whenever possible, I'll always use a water brush.
Oh, okay.
I'll always use. Lately, if you see me using a paintbrush, it's just because we've not had water brushes in stock.
Right.
So I'll go for the paintbrush. But I've always, over the years, whenever I've had you know, colour in medium, I would always go in with the water brush. Just means you don't have to worry about a tub of water, Ben. You don't have to worry about spilling it. You don't have to worry about the brush itself. All of the water is within that chamber that we can then come along and start to then shade that in, pulling that colour in, and then if we need to, what we can then do is then even just go back in a little bit more, top it up, and then I can then just start to then blend that one out again. So we're creating that circle, but I want more of that light shade onto the right-hand side than I do on the left-hand side. I want to keep that dark, so we've got that roundness to it. And then, of course, you can preserve the highlight if you want to. Don't worry too much, because I'll show you how you can create that highlight in a moment. But let's go back, let's just top up a little bit more. Tiny little squeeze when it comes to the water brush. If you're using these, don't worry about excess water. All that'll do is that'll kind of solidify, and then it just means that you can come back once again when you need to use it, and then just start to add that bit of water, and then that's going to then dilute it even more. So we're just going to go in once again, and then if I start to take some of that excess off, just going to take a little bit more off there, start to then blend that one out. Because it's water-based, you've got that ability to do that. And then what we can do is just pull that one out. And then what you can do, if you want to, is once you're happy with what you've got, we could always go in teeny little bit more darker with that turquoise there and go round into that edge, work that around, just take some of that off, pull that in, like so, so that we can then start to let that dry. So it's a really cool effect. I absolutely love doing that.
What I love about this, Craig, is the fact that you've obviously stamped one and shown that, and I think these are great for practicing with, aren't they?
Yes.
But then also going to make the most brilliant cards as well.
Absolutely.
Once you've got the hang of them.
That's it. I've then used the small one and then the next size up, and I've done exactly the same to kind of preserve that highlight, as we call it, Ben. If I take, have I got a little bit of kitchen roll somewhere? No, I don't. So, I can see a bit. Let me just grab it, because you can, if you colour it all in, and maybe you forget to preserve the highlight, or maybe you accidentally fill it all in, what you can do with just some water, and then we can go into a selective area, add that bit of water, and then just start to dab it. And then what I can do is just infill. If I've done too much, I can just go in, infill, and start to, I mean, how cool is that? Preserving that highlight when it comes to the actual circle. So if I bring that one in, what I'm then going to do, Ben, is if I take that off and just clean it with a little bit of lukewarm water or a wipe, and I thought it'd be really good to go back in with our swash sentiment stamps. So we're going to take one of those. Let's go in with hello.
Is it me you're looking for?
We're going to add that on into here. We've all been in a very sing-songy mood today.
And yesterday.
And yesterday as well, actually.
And I feel like you started it for a change.
I did, didn't I?
Yeah.
I did, yeah. George, he was singing away this morning when he came in as well. Yeah. So we're in a right sing-song mood.
You're not in tomorrow, George, are you? Producer Johnny's back tomorrow, isn't he? Johnny's back from his trip to Krakow.
Johnny's back.
He's in Poland, isn't he?
Press that in.
Oh, that's really cute.
Hello. And then what I've got, art liner. Just a black art liner. We've done them many times in our sets. And then I'm just going to go all the way down into that hello. And then I think I've got tape on the back. Yes, I do. So I'm then taking a piece of the green linen cardstock, Ben, that came with the vintage rose.
Yeah.
To create a little matting layer. So if I take that one off, let's bring that one in here. So if I add that on, press that down. This one, just to say as well, remember my glitter dots from last night?
Oh yeah, those are the ones you made on the show.
So they just peel off. So you can keep a hold of them and then attach them to your card or your project with your glue. But let's use our foam pads. So I'm going to add these onto the back to create that little bit of height, because balloons have got height. So let's pop that on, and then I've got a 5x7 top fold card, and then I've got what will be a very, very thin black matting layer. So let's take these off, take them off. If I take these ones, add that on to my card blank, taking that off doesn't matter. Let's add that on. I'm going to pop that into position first, and then we can go in with our finished topper. So these are enabling you to create your own toppers, your own image toppers. We can pop that into place with my very fine black border. And look at that, how cool is that? Really, really smart there. Going in, turning them into balloons with the swash stamps on the bottom. Quick, simple, but real, well, the colouring maybe isn't necessarily quick, but then to get that waterwork effect there, you know, it's quicker than, of course, doing your actual artistic, but a nice little card there.
It's really fun, really funky. Sister P4's just bought it. It says, all right, Ben and Craig, you've worn me down, and this watercolour stamp showstopper has jumped into my basket. It's tariff-free, so you may as well. Alcia's joined us saying hi to Ben and Craig. Hello, Alcia. Hoi, hoi. And Mary Pat says, good morning, everyone, again, from a sunny Montana. Yeah, if you want to jump in, grab this deal, watercolour stamp showstopper, £56 or $76 on that one. We've got one final demo to show you from our weekly wonder, which, oh, I nearly fell over there. That would have been funny, wouldn't it? This next deal on the weekly wonder is not tariff free. Can I just say though as well, having a good chat with Sarah after the last show, we are genuinely working very hard behind the scenes to try and get as many of the sort of goodies going forward tariff free. Obviously it's a frustration, isn't it, for our US viewers, but we are working hard. I know there's lots of ideas being bounced around, so hopefully, can't promise, but hopefully over the next few days and weeks you will find that a lot more deals are tariff free. So we thank you for your patience. The next deal we are going to show you, though, as I say, isn't a tariff-free bundle. It's our weekly wonder, Vintage Rose. Why did I think that this was originally? I'm just losing track of time, aren't I? Vintage, the weekly wonder. Yeah, it definitely wasn't.
I thought it was.
No, yeah, well, I'm thinking that I thought it was as well. I don't know why. But obviously...
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. Nope. No, because we had a few of you guys home stateside messaging us saying you wish it was tariff-free, otherwise you would have bought it. Yeah, so it's not tariff-free. But I know, even I questioned myself there.
Yeah, it's not. But listen, if you're in the UK and you haven't picked this up, what a deal you're going to get on this collection. You get the 6x6 paper pad. Now, all of these goodies are available for you individually. So if you did buy this beautiful collection initially and you don't want to buy all of the extras again, pick up more of the paper pad, pick up more of the linen cardstock, pick up more of the flower forming foam. The papers are gorgeous. And once again, layer upon layer of detail on the A side. I particularly like this piece here with like the different floral elements. You kind of peer further in, you've got musical notation in there. You've got the theatre tickets in there too, the little stamped envelope in there as well. It's just such a lovely pad. 36 double-sided sheets in your 6x6. All of these goodies, as I say, available individually. As far as the consumables are concerned, you get all of your beautiful linen cardstock as well, and the colours are just beautiful. It may well be that you don't want the collection, but you just like the kind of array of colours that you're going to get in your linen card. Absolutely jump in and grab that. But you get it in the bundle. 24 sheets you're getting there, 8 different colours, 4 sheets of each. No, 6 different colours, 4 sheets of each. And then you're going to get your flower forming foam as well. So 12 sheets of flower forming foam in here, 5 sheets of the red, 5 sheets of the pink, and then you're getting 2 sheets of green included in there too, because within this bundle you get the dies to be able to create beautiful florals. Go back and watch yesterday, plenty of demonstrations as far as your flower forming was concerned, but these dies will work equally as well with your foam as they will with your paper, as they will with the cardstock that you've got in this set. It's entirely up to you, but I think for me, what do I enjoy most? I think I enjoy watching the guys making flowers out of foam, to be honest with you. So you can use those dies however which way you want. Then also in this set, you're going to get your vintage textures. Lovely stamp set here. Again, you'll see this in action if you go back to the shows yesterday. Craig creating a really beautiful embossed detail and then using that script stamp just to add accents around his project. But you've got others in there as well, little corners, little flourishes, little stamp marks in there. You've got your exquisite lace die set. Beautiful detailed topper you can use that for, little mini frame you can put your sentiments in. This is that beautiful diamond trellis. Again, like a creator card die that will work so nicely with things like the Mediterranean Dreams collection. And if you were watching the show last night, Monday Makers, you were seeing Craig using the glitter glues just to really kind of bring out the detail of the die cut, just adding little bits of sparkle on the little points in each and every one of those patterns. Once again, you could use things like your touch of sparkle and usually gems on those as well if you wanted to. You've then got your elegant lace border, just again a really beautiful die that will work equally as well with this collection as it would with I think any vintage collection that we've brought you from either the Nature's Garden or Sarah Signature range. This embossing folder, my goodness me, just next level. The detail is phenomenal. Again, point you back to yesterday's shows where Craig created some really wonderful projects with this and also showed you how to do the letterpress technique with that, showed you on the deboss and the emboss, but the level of detail that you get in that stunning rose, absolutely exquisite. You've also got this embossing folder here, which is your Baroque frame. Not to be confused with a few people were getting confused thinking that was a cut and emboss folder. It isn't. It's just a beautiful emboss folder. But as we said, if you've got your nesting dies, if you want to make that into an aperture, nothing to stop you being able to do just that. And then last but by no means least, Craig's favourite rose stamp in the world ever. It's that beautiful rose bouquet. So you've got that stunning stamp and die to be able to cut that out. Again, I think multiple demos with that one yesterday actually. It's a really beautiful size stamp to practice your colouring with, and then you've got the die to be able to cut that out too. 40 quid for all of that, I think is exceptional. It is exceptional. If you didn't grab that the first time we launched it, it is the reboot, the relaunch if you like, where you are saving yourself £73 if you're a Platinum member. If you are in the US, obviously you've got that saving, but you've then got to count in, of course, the tariffs to go with that. But listen, if you're in the UK today, you want to pick that up, it's a heck of a deal. You'll get entry into our draw to win free shipping, of course, and because you're shopping with us today, you'll get double points on that as well, which you didn't get yesterday, so have a little bit of a think. Let me just check the comments. I think we might be up to date with the comments, and then we'll get over to Craig for the final demo on this lovely collection. You've really enjoyed crafting with this, Craig, haven't you? You love this collection.
I do, yeah. This one, as well as the original, very first Nature Garden collection, the Peony collection, both my absolute favourites here. And what we're going to do is we're going to then combine, the roses that we created yesterday. So I'm going to be using one of them, Ben, and we'll have a look as to which one we'll use just shortly. I've taken the 7x7 card. I've gone in with that gorgeous die, your diamond trellis here. And what I've done is I've gone into the middle of my card without the outside die. So therefore, as you can see, it cuts all the way into your cardstock. How beautiful is that? Can you imagine that on the top of a box? So you can kind of see in, maybe tissue paper so you can't quite see the gift.
Or like multi-cut it into like a box to create like a little lantern box as well.
Lantern box, yeah.
I love that idea.
Yeah, it'd be really, really nice, wouldn't it? So you've got options by being able to cut in. Then what I've done is I've taken a piece of craft card and I've cut that to my own size, which is 5.5 by 5.5 inches. You can use the die that comes with it, but as I explained yesterday, very rarely will I use the outside cutting edge dies. I like to cut the cardstock to my own size. So we're going to go in and just lightly tape that down. We're going to go in with our Gemini plates. Because this is very detailed, I know that I need to add in my metal shim. So I'm going to add in that metal shim there. So let me just tape that down properly. So we're going to come in, it's not kind of squared up, although I've got one already pre-cut and popped out. I still want to make sure this is nice and straight because I can reuse this one at another time. So let's pop that one in onto our plates. Craig, why didn't you just stick it down while it was on the plates there?
Craigie biggie.
You silly Billy, you cotton-headed ninny muggins. You really, really are.
Elf.
There you go, elf, yep. So we're going to go in, frosted, magnetic, and then top plate, and then we're going to feed that one through. Now, what you'll probably find, if you don't use the metal shim, you're probably going to have to turn it around and then run it through again. Let's go in and let's have a look underneath. So I can just see that it's not quite cut within that middle there. So I think it was that way, wasn't it? My tape was top and bottom. So I'm going to turn that one around and we're going to then run that through again. And then if we still find that we've got that little bit of the section in the middle, we'll just do what we've done earlier on, take a bit of scrap card and then just bulk out that pressure a bit. So then therefore the craft card's getting really pressed into the die. Let's have a look. Oh, perfect, absolutely perfect. If you see what we kind of class as the pencil outline, if it looks like a hand-drawn pencil line, you know that that's been completely cut to perfection.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take my tape off, and I'm going to take it off from the die and peel it backwards so that I don't rip my card. Do the same on this side. We're going to then peel that back. So let's get a hold of the edge of that low tack tape and peel backwards. And then what we can slowly start to do, and because we've gone in with the metal shim, added that little bit extra pressure, I'm just going to carefully prise that back. And then I want you to see, because I'm not going to pop them all out, but I want you to see all the way into the middle, Ben. That has now cut to perfection. Every single one, even if I were to go around all the edges, you can see.
Does anyone else find that the most satisfying thing to watch?
It's good just to do.
I love it.
It's good to do.
I could just watch a video. What do they call it? Like ASMR videos, isn't it?
ASMR,
It's a
yeah.
little bit like that. I find it very relaxing and
although,
nice to watch.
because they've all now easily popped out, I am actually going to use this one. I'll show you. This is the one that I cut earlier, just in case it took me a little bit of time. However, as we can see, because we've got that perfect cut, they're just popping out. And then once we've got all these bits out, there we go. What I'm then going to do is let's take my card blank again. So we're going to take the card blank before that actually. Let's take a bit of scrap card. And then on the back, I'm going to go in with my dotty tape runner. At home, Ben, my preference is my tacky glue.
Yeah.
And I would go round the edges, and then I would go in the middle of all of those little dots to secure them down. But because we are running out of time, what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to go in with my dots, which, you know, this is what the dotty tape runner's for. When I say I use the tacky glue, Ben, it's personal preference. That's all that it is. But this sort of die is what your dotty tape runner was designed for. So we're just going to make sure that we've got a nice layer over the back there. I'm going to peel that one off. Then we're going to come back in. Now before we stick that down, I've taken one of the 6x6 and I've got my tape on the back here. I'm not inking it, distressing it, matte and layering it, nothing like that. I'm going to keep the layer as it is. So if we then start to pop that into the middle. So let's go, I'm going to go that way.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to pop that within the middle so that when we close that, we can see something is starting to shine through.
Yeah.
We're then going to go in with the die. I'm just making sure it's the right way. And then watch this difference. So we can go straight on, Ben, which looks smart. But what about if you do a drop shadow?
Oh, wow, okay, yeah.
How cool's that?
Yeah, yeah.
So again, hovered right over the top, but by going down by a drop shadow. So you know me, I go down to my bottom right-hand corner. So if I do that, how smart is that?
Really cool.
So I'm going to do that, and then we're going to press down. We're going to give that a really good press. Then I've got another piece of the 6x6. I've cut it to 2 1/4 inches. So that's 2 1/4 by 6 inches here. And I'm going to then create that accent pulled forward from that white. So I'm going to give myself a really thin white matting layer. That one, we're then going to go onto a bit of craft card.
Mm-hmm.
We could go into, you know, green card if you want to, olive colour card if you want to. You know, you could do your red as well if you want to, but just pulling in with that white in the craft, which that's then going to go right across the middle there. And I like that little bit of the overhang.
Yeah.
So I'm going to keep that. Otherwise I could trim it to the 5.5. I'm going to take that off and that off there. Let's go, in an actual fact, yeah, no, I'm going to stick it the normal way. So I'm going to go into there. I'm not going to press completely flat at the moment, because within the stamp set you get included, I've stamped out happy birthday.
Yeah.
And I've done it with the rustic brown bend so that it's tying in with the colour.
Oh, that's quite nice.
Let's add a bit of tape to the base there. And what I'm going to do is let's tuck that one under, like so. Let's come in just a little bit. I'm going to make sure that it's straight. It's not quite straight, so let's pull that one down there. Press that one down, and then what we can do is we can see we've got that background. Now you could shrink this card, you could easily bring this down to 6x6 if you want.
Yeah.
You know me, I like my white frames. Then we've got choices. We could go in with what I made yesterday. However, I know already I'm going to love that one.
Oh,
straight
yes.
away. I absolutely love that one. Made a couple of the other smaller ones.
I know I said this yesterday, all I can picture with these flowers is seeing them like on a headband or like,
yeah, absolutely.
Or like a little, what do you call the wristbands that you wear for weddings?
Oh, I know what you mean, though.
Someone will tell us in the comments.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
Absolutely brilliant for that. Brilliant to wear as brilliant to put on your crafts as well.
Yeah, that's it. And don't worry if you're like, oh, Craig, but I want to see how you make it. I made that yesterday.
Yesterday, yeah.
We made it in the kind of official Weekly Wonder launch show, wasn't it?
2 o'clock, wasn't it?
2 o'clock,
yeah.
yeah.
You did two flowers, didn't you, in fact? Well, more than two, but you did 2 demos.
I done these 2 in the show. And these smaller ones I done in Wake Up Call. It was either Wake Up Call or the preview show.
Yeah.
So you can go back and have a look.
Isn't it funny, literally a day ago, we can't even remember.
Can't even remember. Can't even remember. Ow, burnt. There we go. And then I'm going to do this last one here. So popping that on like so. And then I'm going to then just tuck that one in. So we've got the 2 smaller kind of closed cut buds, and then we've got more of that open leaf floral that we created. You could add gems if you want, you could add pearls if you want, the sentiment could go in the middle, you could add ribbon if you want to. It's entirely up to yourself. But there is a 7x7 card that could easily be 6x6 if you want to. And then that's going in with, of course, the Vintage Rose collection there, tying it all together, using the papers, using the dye, using the flower forming foam, using the flower dyes, using the stamps as well. And at first glance, you wouldn't think, oh my gosh, all those components being used in that card when they have been.
Just to kind of quickly wrap up on that, on a slightly truncated launch party tonight, if you want to grab all of this, again, it isn't tariff-free, unfortunately, but for our...
Sorry.
I'm sure you did that last night, it scared me. I didn't use it. By the way, do you know, I just must say, I don't know if a few of you a while back, 2 weeks ago maybe, saw on Instagram when I came out of the men's toilets and, and Craig had hidden behind the door, and then he went, "Ugh!" And then he put it on Instagram, me going, "Ugh!" like that, because he like genuinely scared me. Yeah, I went, "Oh, you beep." He tried to do it again tonight. Can you believe it? He's a little prankster. He was hiding down on the floor in the kitchen area. So as I came round the corner, he just went, "Woo!" like that. And he didn't quite get the reaction he wanted this time. I don't think your camera was ready, was it, either?
No, because I was in the kitchen just as I heard the hand dryer and the door opening. So I just ducked down onto the ground, but didn't have enough time to actually open my camera up.
You watch out, I'll get you one of these days.
Plus,
if it's the last thing I do.
Liam and Joe were having a meeting in the next door office, so I didn't want to go while they're having a meeting.
I'll get him one day.
I'll get you, my little pretty.
And your little dog too. So look, there's your paper pad. It's absolutely stunning. All of these items available for you individually. You know, if you have got this collection already, stock up on the consumable elements, but you get it all within the weekly wonder. So that's your 6x6 pad. Let me just also show you the flower forming foam you're going to get. Also included in the bundle, you have got your luxury linen cardstock. So you can see all the colours match perfectly in the linen card, in the flower forming foam, to the colours that you've got within your paper pad as well. And then just to recap on all of your hardware, if you like, there's your rose bouquet. That's your Stamp and Die, Craig's absolute favourite. I don't have a board for that, but you've seen it multiple times over. It's such a beautiful stamp, and the die to be able to cut that out. There's that Baroque frame. I think works beautifully portrait, works as nice on the landscape as well, depending on how you want to use that. Then you've got the Timeless Roses 3D embossing folder, stunning. Again, go back to yesterday to see the demo on that Craig did. Did some techniques with that as well for those of you that were asking about letterpress. You've got your elegant border. That's just such a useful die to have across sort of multiple collections. Then you've got that diamond trellis. So if you want to be able to recreate the demo that you've just seen there, that's the die that you'll be using. Got the detailed inner die and the outer die as well. So if you want to cut that out as a panel, you can. You've got your exquisite lace die set. Again, beautiful frames in a beautiful topper. You can cut that out, pop that onto the front of a project. Maybe use that to frame the florals that you've got within this set. You've got all of your texture stamps as well. Again, Craig using these in multiple demos yesterday. Love that kind of vintage texture. And then you've got like the old-fashioned stamps on there, the little ink drops and paint splats on there, and then almost like little swirls, little flourishes alongside some sentiments within that set. And then you've also got, last but by no means least, the classic rose die set. So absolutely perfect for using with your flower forming foam. And of course, if you want to cut your linen card or your card and paper out with that as well, you can. £40 platinum price, $48. Just before we disappear, we'll see when we're going to see Craig again, but also I just want to remind you, today is the last day of the double points. I know it's Club Inspire week, but it's only double points today. So if there's anything particular that you want to get, grab it today. And also I would say it's a great day to stock up on craft room essentials. If you need more cardstock, glues, all that kind of stuff, today's a great day to do it. Remember, if you're spending 25, every time you do, you go into that draw to win the chance, or to potentially win the chance of free shipping for a year. And today, and I think it's today only as well, when you do shop with us, you will get a free link to downloadable papers too. Thank you, Colleen. He says, I love this, Craig. Stephanie Theodore says, hello to us all. And Mary Pat is with us too. Craig, you're not here tomorrow, but you're back. It will be your final day, won't it, on Thursday?
It will be, yes. As you said, yeah, I'm not in tomorrow. I am going to be back on Thursday. I'm going to be in all day on Thursday. That's going to be my final day before I take my couple of week break. If you don't happen to catch Thursday, I will be back from Monday the 30th. And then I think I'm in a lot of the first week of July. But yes, I am going to see you on Thursday.
How excited are you on a scale of 1 to 10?
Yeah, I'm getting there. Yeah, I've started to lay everything out in my spare room, ready to go into my case and that. I've got my little gadget section. You know, I've got my shorts and then I've got my t-shirts and that sort of stuff. I've got my smellies, you know, body deodorant and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, I've got my little notes on my phone of what I can't forget. You know that, you know, I can't put in my case just yet. That sort of stuff. So yeah, getting there.
Well, Craig will be back Thursday. I'm with you tomorrow. Now, I hope you'll join me for the final show tomorrow night, because we've got 60-minute deals and it is me on my own for an hour. And then the rest of the day, I'm not on my own. I'm not joined by one of our guys. No. I have invited in one of my other crafty friends, the lovely Hayley, as you probably just heard, from Dreamies is here tomorrow. So just to let you know, there's no 10 a.m. show tomorrow.
Because I'm not here.
No.
That's why.
We were, no, to be honest, we were going to do a 10 a.m. show, and I can't remember the reason.
You said no. I'm not doing a 10 a.m. show when I'm in all week.
Shh, don't tell the people that.
I thought it was common knowledge.
No, I don't want them to know I'm a diva. I come across as this really kind of, you know, nice guy, open to do everything, you know, behind the scenes. Ooh, oh, he's always kicking off. Shh. So there's no 10 a.m. show tomorrow. There is a midday show where I will be joined by Hayley on Wake Up Call, where we'll be previewing everything that is coming up in the Craft House, which will be at 2 o'clock tomorrow. And then, of course, it will be me on my own for 60-minute deals tomorrow night from 5. The good news is with Hayley, you'll find a lot of items in that show. In fact, I think the majority will be tariff-free, so lots of shopping to be done tomorrow. Massive thank you to everyone for watching, as always. Thank you to Craig, thank you to Sam, thank you to George, thank you to Jake, thank you to you guys. Thank you on the socials today to Jan and Rachel.
And thank you to you as well.
You.
FYI, I am in 10 a.m. on Thursday, just so you know.
Yeah. I'm not, because I refuse to do it. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a brilliant rest of your Tuesday, whatever you're up to. I will see you tomorrow with Hayley from Dreamies. Until then, thanks for watching, and...
second last time, toodles!